Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Cowboys Nation! Today, we are diving into a story that's been buzzing around the NFL circles, a situation that could have a significant impact on our beloved team's future. We're talking about a potential game-changing decision involving one of our key players, a wide receiver who's been turning heads and capturing the attention of scouts across the league. That's right, I'm talking about the possibility of the Dallas Cowboys trading George Pickens. Now, I know, some of you might be thinking, wait, Pickens? Isn't he a Steelers guy? Well, hold on tight because, according to recent rumors and reports, there's a developing storyline suggesting the Cowboys are considering making a move for him or perhaps even trading him away. It's a situation that has fans on the edge of their seats, and today, I want to break down everything we know so far, what it could mean for the team, and why this decision might be one of the most crucial ones the Cowboys will face this season. Let's start by going back a bit and talking about George Pickens himself. For those who might not be fully familiar, Pickens is a wide receiver who made a huge splash at the college level with Georgia. His combination of size, speed, and hands made him a standout in the NCAA, and once he hit the NFL, expectations skyrocketed. The Steelers drafted him in the second round, and from day one, Pickens showed flashes of that potential that made him a top prospect. His route-running ability, his contested catch skills, and his ability to stretch the field have all been on display, and it's clear that he has the talent to become a true number one receiver in this league. Now, you might be wondering, what's the connection with the Cowboys? Well, recent reports and league whispers suggest that Dallas, always looking to strengthen their roster, has been in talks with the Steelers or perhaps exploring trade options involving Pickens. This isn't just idle speculation. The Cowboys front office, led by Jerry Jones and his team of scouts and analysts, is known for being aggressive when it comes to improving their squad, especially when they see a player with such high upside. The idea of bringing Pickens into Dallas makes a lot of sense from a talent perspective. He fits the mold of what Mike McCarthy and the offensive coaching staff want in a receiver: versatile, talented, and capable of making explosive plays. But it's not just about talent. There are many factors that go into a decision like this. First, there's chemistry. One of the most overlooked aspects of wide receiver success in the NFL is the connection between the quarterback and the receiver. Dak Prescott has shown that he can elevate his game, but having a receiver who understands his quarterback's tendencies, who can make those tough contested catches, and who can be a reliable target in critical moments is essential. If Pickens were to join Dallas, that chemistry would need to be established quickly. Given that Prescott and Pickens haven't played together on the same team before, there's a question mark there. Will that connection develop rapidly enough to justify a trade? Or does the team believe that the current wide receiver core, with CeeDee Lamb leading the charge, is enough to contend? That brings us to another crucial point: the current state of the Cowboys roster at wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb is unequivocally the star of the group, and he's proven to be a legitimate WR1 in this league. His route running, yards after catch ability, and consistency have made him Prescott's favorite target by far. Behind Lamb, there's a mix of players like Michael Gallup, who's had his ups and downs, and other young talents trying to make their mark. So, the Cowboys are in a bit of a dilemma. Do they add more firepower to solidify their aerial attack, or do they focus on other areas of need, like the offensive line or the pass rush? Trading for a receiver like Pickens could be a bold move to elevate the offense, but it also involves giving up draft capital or players to acquire him. And speaking of draft picks, that's another aspect that the Cowboys management is carefully weighing. In recent seasons, Dallas has been pretty aggressive in bolstering their roster through the draft, especially in the early rounds. The idea of trading for Pickens could mean giving up a high draft pick or a promising young player. Is that a risk worth taking? Would Pickens' potential outweigh the cost? These are questions that the front office is undoubtedly asking themselves as they analyze whether to pull the trigger or hold on to their assets. Now, let's talk about the impact of this decision on the team's overall strategy. If the Cowboys decide to keep Pickens or bring him in via trade, it could elevate their offensive production significantly. A deep threat like him stretching the field opens up a lot of options for Prescott, forcing defenses to account for him on every play. This, in turn, could open up more running lanes for Tony Pollard or even create more opportunities for tight ends and other receivers. But if the team decides to let him go, it might be because they believe in their current core and want to build through the draft or develop their existing players. Of course, we also need to consider the broader context of the NFC East and the NFL as a whole. The Cowboys are always in the mix when it comes to playoff contention, and every move they make is scrutinized through the lens of winning now and building for the future. The NFC East has gotten more competitive in recent years, with the Eagles, Giants, and Commanders all making strides. To stay ahead, Dallas needs to be strategic. Sometimes that means swinging big for a player like Pickens, and other times it means trusting their current roster and drafting well. Now, I know many of you are sitting there wondering, what's the real likelihood that this trade will happen? Honestly, it's tough to say right now. The NFL trade deadline is approaching, and teams often keep their cards close to their chest until the last minute. But what's clear is that the Cowboys are definitely exploring all options. They're doing their due diligence, weighing the pros and cons, and trying to figure out what will give them the best shot at making a deep playoff run. The decision isn't just about next season either, it's about setting a foundation for sustained success. In terms of the players involved, if a trade does happen, it could involve a package that includes a draft pick or even a player swap. The Cowboys might be willing to part ways with some of their younger talent or a future pick if they believe Pickens can be a difference maker. Conversely, the Steelers might be asking for a high draft pick or a promising young player in return, especially given Pickens' potential and age. Discussions like these are complex, and until an official announcement drops, everything remains in the realm of speculation. Now, what does this mean for the fans? Well, it's a roller coaster of emotions. On one hand, adding a talent like Pickens could be a massive boost for the team's offense, giving us a true threat on the outside and making Dallas's aerial attack more dynamic than ever. On the other hand, trading away draft picks or young players might be seen as risky, especially when building for the future. Either way, it's a testament to how hungry the Cowboys are for success, and how eager they are to leave no stone unturned in their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. But let's not forget the players already in the locker room. CeeDee Lamb has been phenomenal, and he's blossoming into one of the league's top receivers. His chemistry with Prescott is undeniable, and many fans see him as the cornerstone of the Cowboys' passing game for years to come. Gallup, Tolbert, and the other receivers are also working tirelessly to improve and contribute. If Pickens joins, it could elevate the entire unit, creating a formidable group that defenses will struggle to contain. But it also raises questions about the roles and targets of the current receivers. How will they adapt to having a talented player like Pickens on the roster? Will they embrace the competition, or could it cause some friction? These are important considerations as Dallas navigates this potential transition. Meanwhile, the Cowboys coaching staff is probably running simulations and scenarios behind closed doors. They're analyzing how Pickens' style fits into their offensive schemes, whether he can learn the playbook quickly, and how he can be integrated into their game plans. The offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer, and head coach Mike McCarthy are known for their strategic thinking, and they will weigh all these factors before making any move. The same goes for the defensive side of the ball, which has been a strong point for Dallas, especially with their pass rush led by Micah Parsons. If the offense gets an infusion of talent, it could make the team even more dangerous, but it also means adjusting certain schemes and roles. As we look ahead, the big question remains, will Dallas pull the trigger on this trade? Or will they decide that keeping their current roster intact is the better path? It's a decision that could shape the trajectory of their season. If they do acquire Pickens, it might energize the locker room, excite the fan base, and give Prescott a new weapon to unleash on defenses. If they don't, it's a sign of confidence in the existing core and a belief that development and chemistry will be enough to push them over the top. What I can tell you is that Jerry Jones and his team are never ones to shy away from bold moves if they believe it will put them in a better position to win. The Cowboys have a storied history of making high-profile trades, and their recent draft strategies show that they're always looking to strike gold. This situation with George Pickens is no different. It's part of that ongoing chess match that all NFL teams play, balancing immediate needs with long-term goals, weighing risk versus reward, and always aiming to stay one step ahead of their rivals. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think trading for Pickens would be a smart move that elevates the team to another level? Or do you believe they should hold on to their draft capital and develop their current receivers? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Remember, this story is still unfolding, and I'll be here to keep you updated on all the latest developments. Make sure to subscribe, activate those notifications, and stay tuned because the Dallas Cowboys' future could be shaped by this very decision. Whether it's a trade, a draft pick, or a surprise cut, we'll cover it all. In the meantime, let's keep that Cowboys spirit alive. This team has a rich history, filled with legendary moments, iconic players, and unforgettable victories. We're all hoping that this season, with or without a major trade, will add another chapter to that storied legacy. Keep the faith, stay passionate, and remember, Cowboys Nation, we're in this together. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon with more updates, analysis, and all things Dallas Cowboys. Until then, let's go Cowboys!